Hey YouTube, Bob here. We're going to unbox a Wii console today, but before I do, I just wanted to talk a moment about console redesigns, because we're going to be unboxing one of the redesigns for the Nintendo Wii system. And as I've said before in some of my other videos, is the main reason that video game companies redesign their systems throughout the years is to save in production costs. A lot of times they'll use more inexpensive components, they may change the form factor, and in some cases, such as with the Wii, they may even remove some of the functionality or features that the original system used to have, all in the name of saving production costs, and hopefully, or not, passing it on to the consumer to make the product more appealing. So what you're taking a look at here, at least the box anyway, is the first redesign of the Nintendo Wii console. And this particular redesign wasn't so much for aesthetics. You see the actual console here. It has the same form factor, almost the same front panel, the only difference being the orientation of the Wii logo, which is more horizontal rather than vertical. Has the same ports on the back, 2 USB, the power, the sensor bar, and the audio video out, as well as the fan. The biggest difference, and the whole point of this redesign, was to cut costs. And what Nintendo did to do that was remove Gamecube backwards compatibility. So obviously this console cannot play Gamecube games. I'm not sure if the disc slot will accept the discs. I've never put one in there for fear of losing it. But one thing I did notice when I had the system on once, when I went into the disc channel menu, it showed a picture of a Wii disc and a smaller Gamecube disc. So they really didn't do too much change to the Wii Menu software. This was more of a physical redesign here. And you see that mostly in this, what was once a removable panel is now a fixed panel, which is where the Gamecube controllers were. So since there's no backwards compatibility, obviously, there's no more Gamecube ports. So this was the first redesign of the Nintendo Wii console, mainly to remove Gamecube backwards compatibility and to, of course, reduce cost. What you're looking at now is the second redesign of the Nintendo Wii hardware, and this is an interesting release. You ask yourself why Nintendo did it, number one, and number two, where they did it. Back in December 2012, this was an exclusive release to Canada. It's February 2013 right now. Hasn't yet been released in Japan or the United States or any other territory to my knowledge. So 2 months out from its initial release and not hearing of another release in another territory, I decided just to import it from Canada. So this is the third iteration of the Wii console, and by far the most stripped down. I mean, you know, the second design of the Wii console had the GameCube compatibility removed. This one has the same thing done to it. However, you see a complete aesthetic overhaul, as well as some more features that have been stripped out of it. So once we get this thing unboxed, I'll mention some of those. We'll take a look at the box first. You can definitely see that it's smaller. It's got Wii Mini branding on it, which I think is interesting. If any console did not need a mini version, it was already the Wii, being the smallest console on the market. Very plain packaging. Every side is the same, just red with the simple Wii Mini branding. The bottom, of course, gives the specs and the serial number. So we'll open the flip-top box here and see what we have. Important safety information when using the Wii system. Remove that. And again, we're blasted with the Wii Mini logo. It's in our bag here. Got the precautions pamphlet. Quick setup pamphlet, which looks like it unfolds into a poster type thing. And then, of course, the Wii Mini instruction manual. Multi-language, of course. That's enough for the documentation. Let's get to the product. What do we have here? I'm going to lift this up here. Oh, I see. Looks like there's a tab on the left-hand side. Yep. And fold. before we get to the console itself, we've got the power brick, which appears to be identical to that of the original Wii and the first redesign. Shrouded in bags, of course. The console itself, we'll take that out and set it aside for a minute. Looks like we got a lift up here. There we go. More cardboard. What have we? Looks like we got composite AV cables. Got a red Wii Remote and nunchuck to go with the console's red color scheme, just like the one that was released with the red Super Mario Bros. 25th Anniversary Edition Wii in the United States and Japan. And it looks like we got a sensor bar back here from the red nunchuck, and then of course the obligatory batteries. So just the standard fare as far as packing accessories. But what isn't so standard is the console itself. Let's take a look at that. I'm so glad it's not packaged in that peel and stick kind of stuff that the Wii and the Wii U were. Take it out. Notice right away it's very small, and unlike the Wii, the second Wii, and the Wii U, it's not glossy. There's actually a very rough plastic texture to it. Black on red, and very small. Instead of a motorized disc drawer or a motorized slot, going back to the flip-top design of older consoles. So just two buttons on the front, open and power. And you notice you put the disc in and click it down just like you would an old school portable CD player. Nothing on the front or the sides except for vents and the sync button, which on previous versions of the Wii was hidden behind a door, which also housed the SD memory card slot. No such thing here. And just a vent on the other side. The back of the system, we've been pared down from 2 to 1 USB ports. We've got AV out, the sensor bar, and then the AC power in, which is all pretty standard. So again, you're seeing no Gamecube compatibility. There's no Gamecube controller ports. What else you're not going to see on this particular model of the Wii is an SD card slot. That has been removed for cost-saving measures. There is no online capability whatsoever. This console is only for playing Wii-branded games. No backwards compatibility, no WiiWare, no virtual console, nothing. Just bare, basic Wii games. The other thing that they did to pare down production costs, and I'm not sure why they did this, but you're going to notice the AV out just says AV. No mention of component video. So this system can only output composite video signals, which is the yellow of the yellow, red, and white cable. It no longer separates the colors into RGB, which of course leads to a degraded picture quality, makes it a little bit more blurry, especially if you're looking at it on an LCD TV. So, poor picture quality, no GameCube backwards compatibility, no SD card, and no online access whatsoever. All those things are what Nintendo implemented into this particular version of the Wii to cut costs. And it leads us to question why. Why they did it so near the end of the Wii's lifespan after the Wii U had already been released, and why they chose Canada as their only market to release it in. So far, I'm not ruling out other territories yet, but 2 months after the release, the initial release in Canada, and they still haven't even announced releases for other territories, I don't think that they will. So that's why I decided to import one. But anyway, that's the Wii Mini. I'm not even really sure who this is marketed towards. I mean, Wii was one of the best-selling consoles of last generation, so I think everybody at this point who wanted a Wii has one by now, and with more functionality than this one could ever offer. So, it's a mystery to me, but of course, being a Nintendo hardware collector, unfortunately I needed it for my collection. So that just leaves one other thing to take a look at with this console, and that is the Wii menu. I mentioned before that with the second redesign of the Wii, they removed Gamecube backwards compatibility, yet the Wii menu still showed a Gamecube disc when you went into the disc channel. Given that the SD card has been removed from this particular model and all online features have been removed from this model, I'm very curious to see the changes that they've made to the Wii menu. So I'm going to hook it up and we'll take a look at the Wii menu, or the Wii Mini menu. Okay, I'm going to do a temporary hookup here to my TV. As much as I love having all my Nintendo consoles hooked up to one TV and working at once, I really can't justify having the Wii Mini hooked up and functional. So I'm going to use the power supply from my Wii console and the sensor bar from my Wii console, and on my my video selector you'll see on the left hand side there, I'm just going to use that vacant port and do a temporary hookup here. And before I do hook it up, I'm just going to say this is the composite video AV cable that you get with the Wii Mini, and cost-saving measure, you get less cord. Alright, I got it all hooked up here, temporarily of course, sitting on top of the Wii U. And I may have to go through some setup, although since this has no online functionality, I really don't know how much there is going to be to set up. But regardless, I'm going to get the video camera set up to see the TV, so you can see what it's like the first time you turn a Wii Mini on. Alright, here we go. I'm going to push the power button. Turns from red to blue. Press A to continue, provided of course you sync up your controller first, which is probably something I should do since it's not reading my controller. So take the cover off of this. Where's the sync button? It's on this side. Sync. There we go. Now we're synced up. So there is some setup here. You have to choose your language. Sensor bar is below the TV. And today is, really wants all this, huh? I believe it's February 10th. I may be wrong on that. Got no clue what time it is right now, so I'll just fix that later. We are on widescreen. Yep, it is set to 16:9. Console nickname. A Y. That spells Yoy. Country of residence. All the way down the list. No. Parental controls. Well, that's good. Looks like we're still in 4:3 instead of 16:9. I did choose 16:9, didn't I? Oh, that could be a setting on my TV. Yep, probably. There we go. Look what we have. We have the disc channel, we have the Me channel, and we have the Wii Menu manual. Very interesting. No SD card, of course. You got your message board here, which has nothing online. Probably just gives you your play summary. Let's go into the disc channel. Just one Wii disc. And I'll tell you, when I saw that blue disc, I saw some of those faint vertical lines going down the screen, which was a common problem with redesigns of the Super NES and the regular NES. That means that the video components are cheaper, and of course, since they're using composite video only, that kind of makes sense. Appears to be the same Me channel. And the Wii Menu manual, electronic manual. Well, maybe that explains why this one came with a lot less documentation than other Wii systems have. About the Wii, playing discs, home menu, Me channel, message board, data management, system settings, keyboards, just basic things. You hit the home menu, okay, gives you the choice to go back to the Wii menu. Definitely want to go back to the Wii menu. And just a couple more things to explore. I'd like to see the system settings, Wii settings, this is pretty standard. You still get 3 pages worth. Okay, with options removed from each one. Okay. So still 3 pages of options, but with anything about the internet or SD card removed, of course. And then data management, that would just be for channels, which you can no longer download. I'm surprised this is still here. And your save data for your games, which I'll put a game in. We'll go back to the Wii menu. And I will put in Donkey Kong Country Returns, because that's the one I happen to grab. Open the lid. Pop in the game. Hear it spin up. This does sound a lot like a regular Wii, by the way, with all the clicking and the beeping and things. And the fan sound. So the disc channel hasn't refreshed yet. There we go. So if all you want to do is play a Wii game, the Wii Mini just may be for you.